Hi there folks, well, welcome back to my channel, and for this video I'm actually back in the village of Neilston in East Renfrewshire, and with the restrictions in Scotland starting to be lifted as we can now travel around mainland Scotland at the moment. I think the restrictions on travelling to the islands, that's going to be a wee bit later, but with the weather being good and with us being allowed to travel a bit more now, thought take this opportunity to come back out and try and shoot some more videos for you. And I know that I will have mentioned this in the last video that I shot when I was up here in Neilston going for a wander around the village, that there's this hill near the village that's called the Neilston Pad, and I'm going to head on up, go for a wander and try and see if I can get to the summit of the pad itself. Even if I don't manage to get to the summit, I can at least show you what the walks are like around the pad. And yeah, I've been up there before, and the landscape is pretty, and it is kind of really good for a wander and explore. So I'm gonna grab my things, head on out, and before I do go for my walk, if you are enjoying my channel, if you are enjoying my videos, if you can click on that subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments. It's always really appreciated, and it does help the channel to grow. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will post a link to the channelscoffee.com page in the description bar below and in a pinned comment in the comment section. So I'm going to grab my things, head on out and enjoy this good weather. Yeah, you'll just be able to make out the Neilston Kirk just beyond the trees. So I've just come up from the cross past the garage. I'm going to be heading up this way, up along Kingston Road and up to the pad from there. And that's me on the edge of the village now. That's the centre back that way. And yeah, that's the Bovis estate over there. Just heading up this way, because this would be the start of the actual path just up ahead. I think it's just beyond that white car. And if you are in a car, I think if you go further on, there is actually a turn off that can actually take you to a car park, but it's kind of one of those things that's a bit hidden away. Yeah, there's the start of the path there. And even though you are only, what, a couple of minutes walk from the actual edge of the village, you can just hear how quiet it is up here. So that's the direction I'm going in. Well, that's the first look at the pad. There's a bit of raised ground and the trees at the back of it. But it'll take a wee bit longer to actually walk it. Probably looks closer than what it really is. But still, the walk's worth it. Yeah, never thought I'd actually say this, but I was expecting to be chillier than it was today, and I came out with a big hoodie on. I've actually had to take it off and put it in my rucksack because it's actually quite a bit warmer than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, fingers crossed, that's a good sign that the weather's going to be nice this summer and be able to get out and enjoy it. So I'm just going to keep on walking and letting you see what's up here. But that's how quiet it is up here. And even though, just turn the camera around, you can see some of the houses of Neilston in the background. So you're really not that far from the village and it's this quiet. Just adds to the magic of this area to come up for walking. So I'm going to shut up and keep walking myself. So that's where we've just come. And you come up past the Craigs and Neilston farm. And that's the pad over there. The raised ground with the trees in the back. Yeah, so in the distance we've got the Campsie Fells with Glasgow underneath. And you probably just make it Argyll as well, the mountains in the distance. And just down there, kind of closer to me, that's Neilston. But that is where I'm heading. That's the Neilston Pad. So when you come up the path, which is the way I've just come, there's a fork in the road. You kind of go right and you go left. Generally I always go left to go up, try and climb up the pad. But there are some nice walks that way. So I'm going to keep walking. Well, that's me at the base of the pad now, pretty much. And you can see how steep some of the sides are. Essentially you could go through that gate. You can probably make out there's a bit of a dirt track. One that goes up through the trees and one that sort of goes that way. I think there's a quick way up, but it takes you pretty much up the steep side of the actual pad itself. Or you can go around the long way and it will take you up towards the back and more up towards the more of a kind of gentle slope, I think. Oh, mind you, I don't know, I think gentle might be the right word, but more gentle. So I'm going to go for continue with a bit of an explore. Try to see if I can get to the summit. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so I think that way is supposed to be the quickest way, but it's also the steepest. Knowing what I'm like, I'll probably panic about halfway up and have to come back down. But there's a way this way, there's another path that goes through the conifers around the back of the pad. So we'll probably try and head round that way, see how far I can get. Might not get to the summit today, but at least I've gotten to see at least something of what's around the pad. Yeah, as I was saying, I'll probably not get to the summit today, but again, if the weather is promising to be good, probably try and see if I can come back another day. Maybe can I come a wee bit earlier on in the day and I can always maybe park up at the car park, which is just off the road to Stevenston, and walk down from there, so you can maybe see from a different way in. So, but I'll definitely continue walking around and maybe show you a wee bit more. There is a path that takes you up through the conifers. Tried to go along that way just there, but the start of it was a bit impassable with all the mud. I think it's just because the ground is just a bit sodden. But I'll go along this way for a wee bit. Oh, that's Snipes Dam. So that's overlooked by the pad. You can just see the pad just there, hidden by all the trees. I think Snipes Dam is actually used for fishing. I think there's a lot of guys that actually go out and go out some boats. Maybe a personal connection. Some ruins just in front of me, just there. That's the remains of an old farmhouse. It's probably similar to the one that they've got in Alloy, but a bit smaller. They've got the living quarters, they've got a byre, all in the same building. And I actually worked in the excavation of that, must be about 15 years ago now. I actually helped them get a few seasons of that. It was great digging up here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get up to the summit today, but I think that's probably just even more excuse and reason to come back and shoot another video. I did mention there was a car park earlier on, and trying to see if I can get the camera in the right way. So the car park, if you follow the path behind me, up round the back of the pad, that'll take you up to where the car park is. So that's if you're walking from the pad. But hopefully I'll be able to get back up, shoot another video. And fingers crossed that time I'll actually be able to get up to the top of the pad itself. I think that's what it must be like. I've tried a few occasions to get up to the top. For whatever reason it's just not happened, so fingers crossed one of these days I'll actually get to the top of that hill. So hopefully you will all have enjoyed what you've seen in this video, and again hopefully I'll be able to get back up and get to the summit and let you see what you can actually see from the top of the hill. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.